Sitting in the back seat, I'll tell you, it was painful. It was painful and it sucked. That's the best way of describing it. I'm just sharing this openly because it's inspired me with creating this video for today. And sitting back is something that I'm going to put a twist on it here, that none of us are here on a picnic. And the sooner you figure that out, that we're here not as a human person or a physical human being, we're here as a spiritual soul, as the ambassador for the soul showing up here. The soul's invested a lot of time prior to us showing up here. For some of us, it might be a few years, 50, 100, or 200 years of the soul's time prior to us showing up here. And that gave me a massive incentive saying, okay, Stephen, it's time for me to start breaking free of this. And it's time for me to level up with this. So, sitting in the back seat, I really had no clue about it until I started associating with the right people, and I had some tougher experiences, and it was good to the point. I was very grateful for the opportunities that life showed me and that others gifted me throughout the years, and I mean, it was really a cool thing. And what I knew is on the inside that I was meant to be in this lifetime leading. I had to start with me, and that was a tough wake-up call. Even when I'll share it again, but I thought, you know what, when I didn't want to be fooled when I found out, even at one point as a commercial pilot, I thought, man, I got this thing by the tail. The only person I was fooling was me. So when I was in the back seat, I got involved with several careers, and then at one point I'm like, because I wasn't getting ahead anywhere. Yeah, I mean, it was nice. It was nice having well-paying jobs, and it was nice. I enjoyed it. But deep on the inside, I'm like, this is not it. This is not it for me. So being in the back seat for me is, this was a tough one. Even when I had the well-paying corporate job, which I was grateful for at the time, it gave me a lot of freedom. There was money in the bank, flexibility, and I was out and about. And when I was in the back seat, though, I wasn't able to make my own choices. I wasn't able to make my own decisions. Or the time that was granted to me, that time was allocated towards somebody else. And at one point, I wanted going bent over backwards to get certain projects off the ground, getting certain jobs or tasks done, and it came at a massive cost towards my health, to the way I was thinking, and at one point it was burnout. And so when I was in the back seat, the universe gave me like a shake-up where I'm like, so when I was in the back seat, it was like, it's time for me to start elevating. And as proactive as I was, stepping into the front seat and starting from nothing, and at one point, like I said, I landed my dream job as a commercial pilot there. When I was in the back seat, it literally was, am I living life to my own terms, or am I living my life to somebody else's terms? And the back seat for me was, I felt it on the inside. I didn't feel good with it. Even with all that I had there, I felt miserable. I didn't like it. And I knew very well that inside of me I did well, or I started to excel when I had the growth, or when I had a goal in mind, or I had a chief aim, and I kept at it. And it was important for me to get out of the back seat, because if I'm like, I mean, at one point it's cool when we're 20 or 30, when I was 20 or 30 or 40, and I was like, almost like 50's coming around the corner here. Although on a cool point though, the med beds are coming out, and I'm hearing with the med beds you can age regress back 30 years, 3 times while we're physically here. So just a heads up for that. The med beds are, or what I didn't like about being in the back seat with it, I was terribly comfortable in my own discomfort. And I wasn't growing as a person, like with the real growth of it. And in order for me to level up with where I'm at today, Many years ago, I took a step back with many things. I walked away from what most people would think, Steph, like, what on earth are you doing? Why on earth are you giving this all up here? And I said, well, I see something else. And it's been, yeah, it's well over 12 years later, 13 years later, and I want to share with you, like, it's not like it's something just that lands in your lap or didn't land in my lap. And it's when I made that decision, I saw it where I'm doing this for the long haul. And when I started getting out of my back seat, I started breaking up all the old habits in a positive way. And the first run that I was given in life, I made a good run with it. And then as I started hanging on the right people, I started to up level. And when I felt the price of it, where I'm like, man, I'm seeing other people being very successful, others that are wealthy, others that either are content or happy or whatever the definition of success is. And I'm like, man, I'm after that. And like when I gave that lucrative career up, it's like, okay, now what am I going to do? So when I started getting out of my back seat, it was nerve-wracking. It was really, really nerve-wracking, because at the same time when I got out of the back seat, I started doing the healing work. And the healing work, it's like having an invisible skin around the body. I got very, very lucky when I got involved with the healing work. I don't want to call it as a skin, but it's like an energy field. And when that got released, I would literally feel everything. And that forced me at one point saying, well, if the soul's invested this amount of time for me showing up here and for all of us, then I had to be proactive, saying, okay, now what am I going to do with it? So when I was in the back seat, this was my opportunity to really elevate and really push with it. And yeah, I had some tough experiences with it. And there was a lot of tough love with it. And I said, okay, this is my opportunity with the universe. And I got up and I kept moving with it. And what was my savings grace is, as I kept leading, I kept being up in the front seat, and when I got out of the back seat, it was up from a different twist or from a different angle of it. And when I started to self-empower myself with this, everything started to change. My attitude, my demeanor, being grateful. And I appreciated others that were spearheading their own business for many years. It's something I had taken for granted. I also had the understanding when I worked for the large corporate job that, okay, that was an easy ride with that. Now I'm doing it on my own. It's like, oh my God, now what am I going to do? So that really forced me to get out of the back seat and like doing things like this, like creating another video. And I'll share with you, like the first few videos, and I was a wreck. I wouldn't say I was a wreck, but I was like, oh my God, like what is this? And once I started getting a few videos out, it's like, man, well, that wasn't so bad. And that was after a lot of years doing a lot of the inner work. And the inner work for me was unplugging everything. I found out that, like, when the soul gave me a second opportunity with this, the soul in my universe, I'd like to share, man, if the universe ever gives you like a glimpse of something, and it's something that you can only experience. It's something you can give that to somebody else, because the universe, whatever you want to call it, is the universe, soul, source, God. It was something you need to see, and it was something at the time for me. It's something I needed to see. And as I started getting out of my back seat, I started to up level in many areas. And for me, it was personally, because every time when I woke up in the morning, it's like it's me looking in the mirror with this. And I had to ask myself, Stephen, am I happy? Or what is inside of me that I need to really address? Or what is in me that I'm happy about or not happy about? And so anytime when I was complaining about something, that was an opportunity that, okay, it's time for me to get out of the back seat and up level and be back in the front seat with things. And I expressed a lot of gratitude with the universe, saying, thank you for whatever's showing up here. This is my opportunity now to keep moving. And the toughest part was when I took a step back many years ago, it was to clear everything out. And it's not just technically like from this lifetime. There was many lifetimes where either I got executed or I got taken out or the job never got done. And I started seeing things from a higher level or from a higher perception. And it really is like, wow. Soul's put a lot of time and a lot of effort into it. And we're all in this 3D world, so I mean, this has steered me right where I am at today. And I'd like to see many others If you're stuck in the trench, this is the opportunity to get out of it. Because the moment when you have that awareness, if you're stuck in the back seat, that's 90% of it, the issue, that's solved with it. The other 10% is you go through a proper healing meditation, and it's done with the angels or your spiritual guides from the other side, from the light, and you start releasing all that negative friction. Because we're not just as a human being, we're here as a human soul. And I'm lucky enough that I found that out, because Napoleon Hill talked about that, having the round council and things like this, and we're in the 5D, and you can do a lot of cool things with that. And that's what I wanted to share for today, and if this inspires anyone, all the better. And until next time, be kind with yourself and treat each other well. Take care.